And welcome to September jobless figures. The jobless unemployment figures were largely overshadowed by this particular decision. The figures which for the referendum media-wise took up most of the attention. However, on this video this particular month I am looking at the issues of Scottish unemployment, which according to this information here has gone down by 18,000. So what did the ONS say on the unemployment figures in Scotland? Well, clearly there is likely to have been some sort of impact for some looking at the economy with a referendum. And if we look here, we can see all our information about the unemployment rates within the Scotland area of the UK. This includes the number of people claiming JSA. The number of people in employment in Scotland from May to July 2014 was 2,623,000. Employment was up by 45,000 compared to the previous 3 months. Politically, both sides were claiming the figure a boost for their particular area. So, taking that into consideration, we will look later on at the Scotland map of unemployment and employment figures and claimants. But if we go on to the video that was produced for September, we can see some of the figures here. This particular video is produced on a monthly basis, generally middle of the month, and it gives you some of the key information.
Work. 2.02 million people aged 16 and over were out of work, but seeking and available to work. This is a fall of 146,000 on the quarter and 468,000 on the year. The unemployment rate was 6.2%. Next, we'll look at the claimant count for August. That is those seeking work and claiming benefits principally because they are not in work. 0.97 million people aged 18 and over were claiming job seekers allowance.
It is worthy of note that the JSA figures do not include the universal credit figures. Job seekers allowance does not also include employment support allowance and other key benefit factors.
The lowest number since August 2008, and it is a fall of 37,000 on the month and 424,000 on the year. Moving down to those not in the labour force, that is those not employed and not seeking nor available for work, 8.93 million people aged between 16 and 64 were either not looking for work nor available to work. This is a rise of 114,000 on the quarter, but a fall of 31,000 on the year.
Right. If one takes into consideration, again, this is not job seekers allowance, employment support allowance or universal credit being mentioned.
22.1% of people aged 16 to 64 were not in the labour force. Moving down to look at the average weekly earnings for July to...
And you can look at the incomes and the earnings and make your own decisions on that. We now look at the ONS figures. Now, the ONS looks more closely within the labour details, statistics, at key areas. And on a regular basis now we see the southeast and the east of England being where the majority of the employment is developing, with the lowest in Wales and the northeast. This is quite significant. We see that the southeast has the lowest rate of unemployment, whereas the northeast has 9.9%. Note in this particular piece of information, we do not have Scotland. Looking further down at the information provided, we can see that the figures for and percentages for North East and Wales again are included. The southeast is clearly highlighted as an area of growth, and so is the east of England. However, here we do note that Scotland is highlighted and featured. Now this is particularly interesting, and if we go down here we also note that the Yorkshire and the Humber are also featured as significant areas. So how does this all relate to our geographical view? Well, finally we come to our interactive map, and we see the area of Scotland. And we can see North Ayrshire. Figure-wise, you are looking at the 4.6 to 5.6 of 16 to 24-year-olds on a JSA count. Here we have North Lanarkshire and Frewshire. You will see the percentages of age 16 to 64s and the numbers. Our maps also provide information on the number of JSA 18 to 24, which is politically defined as the NEET group. We can see that this particular area, North Ayrshire, and we can see both those particular areas are featured as high. And we can see further down to the northeast, County Durham, the figures produced there. Now Glasgow used to be seen as a key figure of employment within the Scottish employment figures. So let's look at the Glasgow City. We can see the 18 to 24 group actually don't look too bad. Again, if we look at see the graph, how that's changed over that period. There was a period, clearly 2000, maybe 2009, where we had figures that were climbing, which stopped climbing around about October 2009. And you can see, if we run this through, you can see how it's changed. You can see from both sides over a period of time how those figures grew, and the whole of this area became darker. It's 2009. Remember, this is the 18 to 24 age group. And then started levelling off to reduce. Did the same apply to the total JSA claim? Well, it was fairly steady and has gradually dropped. If we were to now reset our system, and if we were to look at the slightly further down the country, we can see the northeast area here. Stockton-on-Tees, you can see the figures, how they've changed there. Hartlepool, we can see actually it went quite high at one stage and again has gradually come down. If you want further information to see a clear idea of exactly what we are looking at here. Although the BBC no longer make this available, information is very much still available, and we can provide you with the information that you are seeking with regards to all of this. But this is giving you an overview up until August figures, which are produced in September, obviously. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video.